coming from us to you.
Yeah.
Episode, I think we're around 12. Don't hold me to it, but
Sounds right.
we got a couple months. I think we might be entering the third month into this. Today's June 29th. We're watching the match currently. We got a very enticing match here between Mahomes and Kelsey and Steph and Clay. We had some offline talk earlier. Yaz and I were joking about that.
I was convinced Steph Clay was a real person. So.
It was on me. But, yeah, we're coming at you, just the hosts, just the duo today. Had a couple guests who couldn't make it to the show.
Happens.
Couple guys were stacking up for future weeks, though. So we've got some good guests coming to you. We might cycle through some previous guests just to get our boys back on, faces of the show, friends of the pod. But we got a good one coming at you today.
Should be good. Yeah, we're hitting all the marks. We got
typical stuff today. I love it.
In no particular order. We have some media stuff, some sports stuff, some space stuff,
some science, some sports.
It's juicy. But yeah, we can get right into it. I mean, briefly, we can get into the phenomenon that is the smog smoke that hit the Midwest. So we're Chicago-based, as you guys should know, but yeah, like Tuesday, I remember waking up
bad,
and I'm out the door at 6. I'm like, holy fuck, it's foggy. It's kind of weird. Like, my senses weren't lining up with what would be fog weather. It was like hot. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then we had a tea time, and Carter later was like, oh, make sure you pack your neon balls so you can track them in the smoke. And I'm like, oh fuck, that's smoke.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I found out later in the day, and I didn't know, because before I'd found out it's smoke, like I had a little cough and like my chest kind of hurt. Totally think that's what it was.
Gotta watch out. It's bad for those people with those pre-existing conditions. It's no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for those around Chicago or in the Midwest, or if you are on the East Coast, I mean, 2-3 weeks ago, this whole shenanigan issue happened with the smoke blowing from Canada over to New York and New Jersey. But it's happening here in the Midwest now. So for those that are in other parts of the country, basically environmental experts have pointed to the causal link between rising temperatures and climate change, as well as drought, which is causing such an extreme wildfire season in Canada. And basically that smoke is just going up in the air, and it's drifting toward the U.S. And that's what's causing all the smoke in the city. And like living in the city, I think it's very interesting, like looking at the skyline, and you can barely see the downtown
Willis,
buildings,
right?
And we're a mile and a half north.
It's fucking weird.
It's
dude.
crazy. Like I walked out Tuesday morning, walked from my apartment building to like the main hallway, and I swear it smelled really funky. And then walking outside, like it didn't smell like a bonfire.
Yeah.
But you can faintly tell something smells funky, and it's crazy that it even comes down to like being able to actually smell it.
Yeah, it's been no good. I mean, but it's also getting me. It's been fucking lingering around.
Yeah. It's been 3 days.
3 days, and it's still here. And like supposedly, it's better for sure. Tuesday was crazy. It's better, but I don't know. We'll see. It kind of rained today, so they were saying that might clear it up a little bit. But
well, so I read the reason why, because like initially thinking, right, you're like, okay, wildfires emit a lot of smoke. That smoke goes up into the atmosphere. Like, why is it coming down and like jading our view of the city, and like how is it to the ground level? So I read, I don't know how factual this is, but supposedly on Tuesday, because it had rained Monday night into Tuesday, the rain put a lot of moisture in the air, which carried the smoke down and brought it downward, which is why it's been bad this week, affecting the city.
A series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, very interesting.
Fuck. Yeah, because I read as well that it's not uncommon for smoke to be up in the atmosphere, like above us.
Yeah.
But for it to be down, like at a fog level,
That's what carried it down, is like the rain bringing moisture into the atmosphere, and supposedly that brings it closer to ground level.
Just can't win, man. You get a little moisture, and then fucking your lungs get filled with fucking.
It's serious.
Smoke.
Like if you, especially like I said, if you have those pre-existing conditions, like
if you have asthma or anything,
there's been reports of people who like obviously can smell it, and like some people have reported that their eyes are burning. I don't know if that's just people being
Soft.
Yeah, very soft and fucking. I want the attention,
Maybe.
but supposedly it's out there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I also read that strokes and heart attacks go up when air quality gets poor.
Actually, there's a
not ju-
correlation.
for- yeah.
Is there causation?
I'm always reluctant to deem anything causational, but it could be. I don't know. I just skimmed. I read a newspaper for the first time in like 10 years.
Oh,
I
old
was-
school.
I was at the hospital.
You feel so official when
Dude.
you like plop open the newspaper. And
it
it's
felt
just-
so good.
It smells good. It sounds crisp.
It feels good in your
Oh,
fingers.
dude.
You're like, yo. There was this, freshly untouched. I forget what newspaper it was, some Chicago Tribune or something like that. And I'm like, I got a coffee right here. I'm just gonna sit down, and front page was the smoke stuff. So I'm like, oh. And then you get to choose, like, you can pick out your section that you're gonna read.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, I fumbled through. I was like, oh, sports. I'll grab that out. Yeah, it was cool. But
Dude, newspapers are underrated. They
They are.
smell great.
they smell so
They
good. Dude.
sound cool.
You
And
look
they
cool.
and they feel good.
You feel like an adult when you're reading that.
Newspapers hit all three major senses.
It's huge. Yeah, it's sad to see that. I mean, of course, digital is more convenient, but
Yeah, I
and
mean,
better for the environment than cranking out those papers. But
nothing
Fuck it, man.
better than like crossing your legs, folding over that newspaper, crunching it up, and getting up from your seat. It's like, damn, I feel confident.
yeah,
I just accomplished something real good.
The flip,
Flipping it over.
Oh, oh my god!
There's
so
probably
good.
a
You
lot of
fold it to
listeners out
read.
there who've never held a newspaper.
That's actually true.
That's scary.
That is kind of scary. Just the same thing with like landlines are kind of gone.
CDs.
Corded phones.
Yeah, VCRs.
Yeah, dial-up internet. Man, those were the
But-
days.
Anyway, Chicago and Detroit, as well as Minneapolis, from the Canadian wildfires on Tuesday, had the worst rated air quality in the whole entire world on planet Earth, including cities in India and China. And also, like Dubai, supposedly, or somewhere in the UAE, has bad air quality.
Mhm.
But most of the big cities in China and India typically rank toward the top of the list.
Sure.
But Midwestern cities here take the cake this week.
Nuts, dude. Yeah, it's no good.
Supposedly, did you have something?
No.
I'm just rattling facts.
No,
off
I'm
here.
ready for
100. Guess how many fires? Oh, I already said the word. 113 active fires across Canada on Tuesday alone.
130.
113.
How do they quantify that?
So I would assume it has to do with.
Like, is one tree a fire? Like,
No,
you know what I mean?
I would assume there is like a minimum of like it needs to meet a certain threshold of
Sure.
like largeness.
Yeah.
And then in order to like indicate one is separate from another, I'm sure there has to be a distance in between them of non-burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think it's pretty easy to classify, but the fact that there's over 113 at one given time across Canada is pretty alarming.
It's nuts. It's crazy to think how big fucking Canada is, because so much of it's like uninhabitable or just like wilderness. But yeah, it's not good to see all those fires going. I mean, Jesus Christ. Hopefully it gets stopped. I mean, it's crazy because like we haven't been in Chicago that long, but like I've been asking people at work, like, have you ever seen this? I guess it's kind of a dumb question, but everybody's like, no, like this is unprecedented. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a fire in almost every province
of Canada.
of Canada.
Oh,
Do you know how
shit.
many there are, by the way?
13.
There's 10. I didn't know that. I did not
fuck.
know that before the show.
I can only name 2: Quebec, Toronto.
Ontario. Toronto's
Oh,
in
Ontario.
Ontario.
Oh fuck, see, I only know one.
Manitoba.
What about Saskatchewan?
That's one. The one above New York, it's like the most common.
What about Nova Scotia?
That's what I'm thinking of. Nova Scotia. I mean, there's a bunch, but supposedly the smoke from these wildfire burns have been traced all the way over to Europe.
Oh yeah.
We were looking at a photo pre-show, and there's satellite images of the smoke touching Spain.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
that's how bad it is. So another question, I blew my how many wildfires are going on at one concurrent time.
yeah.
I'll quiz you on this one.
Hit me.
Take a guess, your best educated guess. How many acres have burned this wildfire season up in Canada?
100 hectares.
You know what that means?
A hectare is 100 acres, right? Or 1,000 acres. Sorry, 1,000 acres.
Well, just give me an acres. I only took the acre measurement.
Oh.
Shout out to Ian Akers, friend of the pod.
So that would be what, 100,000 acres?
19.2 million.
Oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
that's not good. What's the export? Do we? There's not any export of lumber out of there. Is there? From Canada?
I'm
Who
sure there
fucking knows?
could be.
I don't know. I don't know
Lumber
why I
sales
brought
are
that up.
going down in Canada this year.
I bet. Yeah, I bet the fucking price is gonna skyrocket. That's a lot of fucking trees, dude. That's a lot of acres. Holy shit.
I know that the U.S. has sent hundreds, if not thousands, of volunteer firefighters
Really?
out there to help.
Dude, the volunteer fireman game is fucking crazy, dude. I lived in Spain when I was in high school for a little bit, and one of the people in my program, it's this female. She ended up like, I still follow her on Instagram. She fucking like volunteer fireman is a volunteer fireman out like in the Oregon fires and the California fires.
Yeah.
It's badass, dude. They're
It's
like
cool.
in that shit.
Yeah.
I would never be able to pick up and do that, but it's kind of cool that you can just like get active like that.
I commend them. I mean, it's
Oh, for sure.
tough work, and they're doing it for a good reason.
For
So,
sure. Dangerous. Oh
Yeah.
man. But that's nuts. That's a lot of trees.
Enough of the wildfires. I hope it ends soon. I think, oddly enough, wildfire season in Canada goes through October, so
Got it.
we could be halfway through it. But I mean, like, it ruined my week. Like, on Wednesday last night, boys got a couple drinks, and we
Yeah.
wanted to like hang out outside. No, we just wanted to stay inside. Just not exposed. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time,
It's a little
if we could sit
irritable.
inside or outside, we're gonna
Yeah.
choose when wildfire burns are going on to sit inside. But
For sure. Yeah, the stat was 8 on Tuesday. It's if you're outside for the day, it's like smoking 8 cigarettes,
yeah,
which is kind
Yeah.
of sick, but
I smoke enough. I smoke enough of other things that
Yeah.
I don't need that.
gotta save them lungs. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you just recently started watching Dave again. Ooh. So you might have, if you guys watch Bill Fahn's podcast, he brought up the show Dave, and
Bill
Right.
Fan.
right after that, I started it back up. I had watched the first season, fell off. I just rewatched the whole thing in like a week and a half. It was fucking awesome, and I was just bugging Randall about watching it. So he's in the. You're in the middle of what, season 2, season 3?
I crushed season 1 in 2.5 nights.
Fuck yeah, badass.
And then in the last half night, I started episode 1 of season 2. So I'm season 2, episode 2. For those who aren't aware, Dave is about basically
yeah.
the rapper Lil Dicky, or Dave Bird. And the show is basically about him and like his come up, and he's a very like sarcastic rapper. So it highlights like the funny side of him, but like he's also a neurotic guy who's like
Yes.
he's very self like conscious and very negative thinking a lot of times and things
Yeah.
like that. But
He like calls himself narcissistic at times.
Yeah.
He has this whole rant where he's like, I feel like I'm narcissistic, but I feel like I can do the most good in the world when I'm successful, so I need to be narcissistic so I can help people in the world. And whoever he's talking to is like, that is the most creative way I've ever heard somebody call.
it's funny because like it's funny watching the show. A lot of the people, his friends, and like he starts to meet with labels and stuff, and like everyone just thinks like he's not a rapper, that he's just funny.
Yeah.
And that is, like, in real life, kind of how he came up. Like, he did a lot of YouTube raps where he would take common beats, make a really good parody / rap, but he would like make it funny. But he's a good rapper too.
Yeah.
So like, it's interesting. I'm only so far through it, but like, I'm starting to see where he's starting to be taken a little bit more seriously, but yet he still has a lot of self-doubt, and
sure.
like people are still in his head about that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an absolutely phenomenal show. It's extremely funny, and it's it draws you in as well.
For sure.
Like it's well made.
It's well made, well written. They have a great core, like
The main
core
characters are
cast.
great, really
Yeah.
good.
So like Dave Bird, Lil Dicky plays himself. Then he's got like his
Gata.
engineer is really sick. Gata,
The
who,
engineer's a great actor.
yeah, he's fucking solid. Gata, who you told me is real. I've never looked into him.
Els is the
Else, yeah.
and
Is
then
he
Gata.
real? He probably is a real
I don't know.
engineer.
I
I've
don't
never
know.
looked into it.
But yeah, Gata's real dude. He used to rap.
Yeah, and he's solid. He's like a great actor.
He's
like
been on a TV
He's
show.
literally
He's a
just his
great
hype man.
actor.
He's like, "Can I just be your hype man?" It's so fucking
He's a
sick.
great actor, dude.
His girlfriend also is just great.
Amazing.
Like you just fall in love with her as a character.
Just
super solid.
very compelling actress. She's so good. I just got to I don't want to ruin any spoilers for those out there, but got to a breaking point in the show with her character. But yeah, amazing. Like, she's just someone, you watch the show, it's like 99% of viewers love this character.
Yeah.
She's just a great person.
God, the milking table. So funny, dude.
Oh, yeah. I told you last night that was my number one favorite scene of what I've watched in the show so far.
Oh, it's so goddamn
There
funny.
are some hard belly laughs throughout the show. Like, I think it's a lot funnier than I Think You Should Leave season 3.
I've only watched 2 episodes of that.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I know you had a hot take on that one.
We'll save that, though, for another episode.
Yeah, we should cover that.
We will cover that.
I had to crush that.
I was curious to hear, so you got to think back to, circa series 1.
Season 1.
Season 1. When Lil Dicky, or Dave's best friend with the red hair, becomes his manager.
Oh, Santino. Oh, I forgot that he wasn't his manager at
No,
first.
he was just his friend, best friend. He worked in finance.
When did he quit his job?
It was like episode 7.
Okay, so
of
late.
10 of the first season.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. I like his character. I listen to his podcast. He's got a podcast. His name's Andrew Santino, as like his real name. He's got a podcast with Bobby Lee.
Okay.
It's called Bad Friends. It's good. I would recommend it. It's a funny comedy podcast, but that's where the classic clip where he's like, "I'm Bobby Mother. I'm Bobby Mom." Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh fuck. Well, you got to check it out. It's really fucking funny. It went super viral and they popped off. But no, I think he's a great character. He's a great character. He plays it well. It's funny when the first season was like out and they were doing or just got released and they were doing promos for it. They do like panels, right, where the cast is sitting there and they interview him, and they ask him, how Lil Dicky's there, everybody's there. It's like 4 people, Els and Gata, and they ask Santino, who plays the manager, like, how do you think this show's gonna be? He's like, oh, I think it fucking sucks. I think it's gonna be the worst thing fucking ever. Like joking, clearly.
Oh, okay.
But like Dave literally looked at him and was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why did you just shit on our show? It was a weird interaction for sure. But I'm glad to see that he's made it all the way to spoiler. I don't know if it's a spoiler. He's in all the seasons.
Yeah, I figured he wasn't going anywhere. But
yeah, he's witty, he's smart, and he's like well spoken, and it's cool
a
to see the
successful
relationship.
show.
Yeah,
And to that point, like Lil Dicky was like, he said that and he was so pissed about that. Like, you can tell Lil Dicky is so far from his character in the show, but yet so close.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a real representation of his life, other than some of the real neurotic and heinous shit. Like them in the bathtub together and shit like that.
Oh,
but,
my God.
It's so
yeah.
like, you can tell Lil Dicky like really put so much work into this. I think
sure.
he has a lot of songs in this that he made for the show.
Oh,
only.
Oh yeah. Don't
And
be careful. Don't YouTube Lil Dicky because it'll ruin season 3 for you.
Okay.
It's a heads up.
It's good.
He gets like like even from the jump, like episode 1, he's got what, YG?
I have the list.
Oh, dude, the celebrity list
I have the celeb list of season 1.
fucking crazy.
So
It pops off, dude. Season 3 is insane. It's like the biggest celebrities you could ever think of.
and that's crazy because like there is one of the biggest celebrities you can ever think of in season 1. So
Who's that?
Justin Bieber.
He was in season 1?
Yeah. So season 1 has YG, Trippie Redd, Benny Blanco, Young Thug, Gunna, Justin Bieber, Made in TYO, OT Genesis, Charlemagne, Marshmello.
Marshall's in it?
Yep.
When?
He was the DJ at the party that Justin Bieber threw.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And then Kourtney Kardashian
Oh, yeah.
and Ninja.
Dude.
And then also I have
Ninja
to say,
was in it?
Ninja was in it. I remember
my
him.
God.
The scene with Kourtney Kardashian is when she's like talking about her pregnancy at the party that he went to with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And he just like is getting neglected by everyone. So he goes and sits by the campfire next to Kourtney and her friend, and she's talking about her pregnancy. And he's like, I really respect that women can actually produce a child. Like if men could do it, I would do it. And then they start talking. But then at the end, his producer, Els, and his girlfriend walk in hammered, drunk as a skunk.
Uh-huh.
And Kourtney comes up to Dave and she's like, hey, Dave, it was great to meet you. Really fun talking tonight. Right next to his girlfriend. And she's like, was that Kourtney Kardashian? Oh my god! Oh my god! It was just such a great scene.
I
dude.
do remember that. Yeah.
Such a great scene.
Oh, dude.
I'm a huge fan of the show.
Yeah, it's great. I'm excited for you to watch. Watch it all. It's really, really solid. It only goes up from where you're watching it.
I love it.
It's cool
great.
because you know that whole world better. So like some of those rappers like I don't know very well, but some of them obviously I
Right.
do.
Like
They
there
just permeate.
there were two people that I didn't name that I didn't know who were featured as cameos.
Oh, okay.
But I know, like OT Genesis.
I don't know who that
Made
is.
in TYO.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know.
Yeah.
Just like,
But still, it's cool that he's getting these people. And it
Yeah,
just shows
dude,
that like
it's
people
awesome.
are willing to work with
I mean,
Lil
those
Dicky.
are very
He's, like,
famous music artists.
Yeah, and like a core theme of the whole show is like he wants to be legitimized, right? He's like a white Jewish dude from a good upbringing, privileged kid.
Yeah.
But he wants to be this satirical genius, and he's trying to take this angle that's like
It's so good.
really jokey and funny, and a lot of irony is involved. But I think he does it really well. I mean, like I was a fan of him, somewhat so. Like I listened to him in college and stuff. Really, just would put Pillow Talk on repeat at the bar.
First album.
But yeah, he's solid. I'm happy for him. It's good to see that
Yeah.
he's doing very well. And did you see that clip that was in our Instagram group of the bloopers between him and
No.
You didn't see it?
Is it Fish Lips?
No, I won't ruin it for you then.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it,
I'm
that's
way
good.
behind on Instagram's.
Oh, you're
stories.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good then. Don't check that one out. But yeah, I'm happy you're watching it. That's solid. Yeah, it's such a good show.
Yeah. We'll definitely do season 2 recap and then season 3.
Yeah.
And then we have Mando coming at you guys. I know you have
Oh,
to finish
fuck
it.
yeah, I gotta get caught up in that.
Fucking bonkers.
Is it good?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fuck yeah,
it's
dude.
sick. So we'll do Dave season 2, season 3. We'll do Mando.
Yeah. And let us know if you guys have a show that you like, and we'll check it out.
We
Probably
will-
not,
yeah.
but
Guest. We'll
Well, maybe.
crowdsource from the guests.
yeah, get involved. Get in those comments.
Let us know.
motherfuckers.
But yeah, let's shift over to. Unless there's anything else on Dave, I could do an episode.
I know.
about
I
it.
could just I there's so much stuff I want to talk because I just rewatched or I just watched 2 and 3, so I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Yeah, I know you got to pull from.
I know. I'm trying to
previous
think way back then.
encounters.
I liked his when he was in the studio and he just started freestyling in front of
Charlemagne.
no that one, but before that, like episode 2, he's in front of I think YG, and they put him
Oh
on
yeah,
his
and
story.
they do the video.
Yeah.
that
and he
was
just
so
pops.
sick,
And everybody's like,
dude.
yo,
It's awesome because he really is a good rapper in
Oh, yeah.
that sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's great.
He's solid, man. What are we gonna do? Current.
Yeah, let's pull into a little news. We'll go current, random headlines. We'll do a little science talk like we always do.
We're trying to educate you fools out there. So
Yeah, we keep
listen
it-
up.
We keep it. We got films and flicks, sports, science and news. It's what we always do here. So, got a couple funny headlines here. So take a quick look at this photo, just for your own upbringing. Scooter has been named the world's ugliest dog. World's
That is
ugliest
funny.
dog. So supposedly, this is the 50th year anniversary of the world's ugliest dog contest.
That's awesome. Where do they
And,
hold it?
That
Sorry, didn't mean to.
is
Doesn't matter.
held in Petaluma, California,
Okay.
at the Sonoma Marin Fair. So clearly, it's not a high-profile event. It's being held at a county fair, but the 7-year-old Chinese crested dog with reversed hind legs, nearly
Whoa.
bald, and white wispy hairs won the gold.
Good for him, man. I mean, he's actually so ugly, he's almost cute.
It's fucking gross.
It looks like a rat. Reverse hind legs. You can't see it in the picture. That's sad, though.
It says here, Scooter's pink, wayward tongue may be drooping from his mouth. The contest title, however, is meant to be tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I mean,
It's the imperfections that make him pretty.
yeah,
I
good for
suppose.
him. I mean, is there I hope there's probably like a bucket of cheese curds as a prize or something like that. Oh, my God. Dude, that's just so funny.
The thing is, which is sad, is like he does have like physical deficiencies, like his hind legs and stuff.
Is
that
he in a
were-
scooter? Is that why they call him Scooter?
I would assume he can't walk.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
So
That's a
now
tough
I
go.
feel bad for laughing, but
Hey, he's getting more. Dogs love attention. He's getting more attention than most dogs in the world ever will get. So good for
Scooter's
him.
out there.
He's living his best life. But fuck.
Next time you guys see an ugly dog, just think about what we're describing in Scooter. If we have enough edit time, we'll get a photo thrown up.
Could you
But no
imagine
promises.
if we had a friend in our friend group and like one day he's just like, let's pick anybody, Voss. He's like, yeah, I have an admission. I have reverse legs. We're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he pulls his pants down. It's just his butt right there. And his fucking whole legs is just reversed. Oh my God, what a tough go.
I would
of life.
freak out.
That would be very. I wonder if that's ever happened in history. What's going on? They're going nuts in the
Maybe a
match
hole
right
in
now.
a one? There's no way.
I think Clay finally made a putt.
Fuck, we might have just missed that.
Yeah.
They were on the green. Maybe it was a long putt.
They deserve it. They're down three. Down three.
They were down big. They're down 4, I think, going into the. I think they're only paying 12, but they're going into 8.
Got it. But yeah, that competition's cool though, because like I would imagine a lot of those dogs are like shelter dogs that might find homes out of that.
Right.
You know, like I mean, fuck, if Scooter's like living in a shelter, or somebody that owns 20 dogs trying to keep him
You know,
alive.
if he's in a wheelchair, you know that he's got an owner.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's bringing a lot of limelight to the
Yeah.
undercared for, underappreciated dogs of
Yeah.
the world.
Especially if they're like locked up in a shelter and they can't get adopted. I mean,
But
I don't fault anybody for getting a nice, beautiful golden retriever
yeah,
or
I mean,
anything like
that's
that.
what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him at all. But
Does that not sound like the most just American competition ever though?
ugliest
Like
dog competition.
yeah, like no other like I don't know. I just don't see that happening in any other country.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have crazy competitions. I saw today this one that was for like I guess it is county fair like season, so there's a bunch of crazy
County
competitions.
fair. Maybe we'll do a show from a county fair.
That would
here.
be sick, dude. I would love to go a hog competition. And have you
Hell
ever been
yeah.
to those? And
No.
you walk through. Oh my God, you can go through the stables and see like biggest hog, and they're fucking gargantuan. Dude.
Okay, now that you say that,
Yeah, you see them.
at Marion County Fair,
Yeah,
they did have
yeah.
some stuff like that. That just wasn't my main attraction.
Oh
when I'd
sure,
go.
I've been one
Like
time.
I'd go mainly for funnel cake.
Funnel cake's always a hit. You have to, or an elephant ear. I would get an elephant ear sometimes.
Oh,
Fuck me up with a little cinnamon and sugar, baby.
we might have to cut the show right here.
Dude, we should get elephant ears next time. I would love an elephant ear sponsor. But yeah, what I was saying, I saw a rooster calling competition, and
Oh,
this
I saw
dude
it.
fucking murdered it.
The
That was
first
so-
guy,
yeah, that was
the
so
big old
good.
dude.
Yeah, he had a huge. It was very impressive.
I've
And,
been practicing mine since I saw that video.
I wanted to. I was too nervous. Do you remember seeing the competition for wife calling their husband?
No.
It was literally who could call their husband the best, and it's this lady's going up there. Dave, get over here.
wow.
Oh my God! Just
See, that's some shit that you know is like straight out of the South. Like that's got to be a Southern county fair. No way that's happening in New York. Just no way.
oh yeah, New York, the creme de la creme.
In other news,
What else you got?
Fucking, this one's interesting. I'll show you the pic. Driver's car soars 120 feet in the air after vaulting off a tow truck ramp.
Oh, he went full GTA.
Full GTA.
What the fuck?
So it was a female. And so for those wondering,
just a
like,
bad driver.
you know the ramps like this, like the truck, and then the ramp off the back. They put it down when they need to put the car up.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they tow them away.
Mm-hmm.
65 miles an hour down the highway. A car just
Oh my
120
God.
feet down in the air. They land like sideways. Car lands sideways. The debris from the contact of hitting the ramp went everywhere, all over the road. It hit a police officer. There were police on like with the tow truck.
Was that
already.
truck stopped?
The truck was stopped,
Okay.
taking care of like another car.
Damn.
So there was like police there, and like people were struck by the debris and everything. Supposedly, this 21-year-old female is in serious condition in the hospital.
Brutal.
I did not get to figure out like if it was on purpose, if it was
She
a
said,
mistake.
"Fuck it, like I'm going for it."
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't figure that out. It's
Dude,
not,
traffic was horrible. She's like, "I can make this fucking jump
I can
right
jump
now."
this. But the video's online for those who want to go check it out. It's pretty worth it.
Did you watch
It's
the
worthwhile.
video?
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
It's
after
crazy.
this. Dude. That is crazy. Yeah.
it's crazy.
Holy fuck! I just imagine what you're thinking about in the air, Like, yeah, I fucked. She flew 120 feet. Like, you're in the air for at least 6 seconds.
No. It was less than that. I mean, it was maybe 2.5 seconds.
Okay,
But
fair enough. But that's still
65
fucking
miles
crazy.
an hour.
Dude, you're launched.
That's a launch.
What a crazy dude. That's a video game. She went for it. And kudos to her. Hopefully she's okay, but that's fucking nuts.
And then lastly, I'll end it with a bang.
Hit me. Literally bang.
Quite literally.
Oh, of course.
Sadly. And this is near and dear to Yaz and I as Indiana residents.
No. What happened?
An Indiana man found dead after he found a grenade in his grandfather's belongings.
Oh, shit.
It exploded. Killed him.
What the fuck, dude?
I know.
That's something that's pretty...
So my first thought was like, damn, I wonder if this was like some fucking like World War II, like maybe the grandfather's dead and this is like found in a basement or something.
And he's just going through his old shit. Like,
yeah. Or, who knows? Maybe it was like, maybe the grandfather's alive and he fucking has grenades. I don't know. But I read into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And supposedly the guy pulled the pin though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
And
you can't pull a pin and not expect a grenade to go off.
Right. And I get it. Like if you're unaware of how a grenade works, you're just like, oh, is this real? And like,
yeah,
but like,
because you can't really hear. You don't hear anything when a grenade's tick. Like the fuse is going, it's pretty silent. So
I was kind of thinking like, oh, like, was it wrapped in a blanket, in a coat, and like it was a loose grenade, and like when they unraveled it, it hit the ground. But supposedly, like he found it intact, pulled the pin, and then like I don't know, I guess it hit the ground or whatever.
What a savage move by the grandpa is like after World War II to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna take this thing for myself.
Fucking hate my family. I'm taking them out,
dude. I mean, just I'll put this in this box, not tell anybody about it, and
I'll pull the pin. I'll just set it up.
Oh my god, that is wow. That reminds me that we used. I kind of feel for that guy because we had a grenade. It was a unarmed grenade, but it was over at my grandpa's, and at like every family gathering, my uncle Frank thought it was so funny. He'd have the grenade and like treat it real, and he's like, all right, just make sure you don't pull the pin. And, like he'd accidentally pull the pin, and we're all kids. We're like, like at the top of our lungs, seeing this thing would explode in our faces. They're sick though. I was always a fan of
grenades. Are cool.
Pineapple grenades. With like the little classic grenade.
You just gotta be careful with those fuckers. Don't pull the pin. If you're listening, don't pull the pin.
Yeah. Fuck that dude. That's a bad day. Holy shit.
It's a sad day for the family. Other than that, I think we got a little space grav pull talk.
Yeah. So in the latest in the astronomy world, a new gravitational wave was detected. So if you think about the fabric of space. So basically Albert Einstein 100 years ago theorized this, and then it was proven in 2015. And the first gravitational waves were detected. So just think about space like as a bed sheet or a trampoline. And when you like have a bowling ball in the middle of it, obviously it sinks. And bowling ball demonstrates like a lot of mass, like a star. So or a sun or a black hole, for example, would stretch the trampoline like all the way down to the ground and like through the earth. Basically, it's so dense. So basically, we found gravitational waves. It was pretty interesting because we just started finding them in 15. It's kind of nuts how we find them. So we find them through things called interferometers, and basically it's
interferometers.
Yeah, exactly. You said it way better than me.
I have no idea what that means.
It's just two tubes of light. Like in a very general sense, you have two tubes and you shoot light down them. And they bounce off the back and they come back up. And wave,
so
light
can
is
you,
a wave.
See the pole itself and the direction that, or no?
I don't know really what it like. So what the crazy thing about it is to detect low level frequencies of like 1 hertz, it needs to be 2.5 kilometers long. These tubes,
which is like 3 miles or kilometers less than a mile.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm not even thinking.
Well,
of
it's still like 2 miles,
which is nuts. Like how long these things have to be. So the way that we do them now, so we found these new gravitational waves this week. And the reason why gravitational waves are so cool is because it indicates basically massive black holes colliding and becoming one, which is like pretty terrifying to me, especially when I'm high. And just like, holy fuck. I go to a crazy place when I think about black holes. Like, imagine
It's the
being
end
in
all.
space. It's
Yeah.
just like,
It's everything.
it's fucking nuts. And they are the center of galaxies, which is also kind of nuts to me. Like, the Milky Way has a black hole in the middle of it, which is pretty nuts. And we're just spiraling around this black hole. Anyways, I thought it was pretty cool that we use now quasars, which are basically dying stars, and you can look at the light from that. So earlier I said you need really long tubes to detect low frequencies. So the ones that we just detected are in the nanometers, so way fucking low level waves. And we just look at a quasar way out there that's basically this, however far a quasar is light years. And you use that as an interferometer. And basically you're just looking to see if there's any disturbances in the light that are caused by gravity, because gravity would
And that
pull
would
the light.
show gravity being,
Yep.
which would then be indicative of a black hole or
That's-
a planet that has gravity or anything that could produce
Yeah.
a gravitational pull.
So exactly.
Which I guess could be quite a few things.
Yeah, but
Could
the
an
level, the wavelength indicates the massiveness of the.
Okay.
Yeah, so then that's why we're thinking black holes, is they're super.
A lot.
It's 100 million times. The supermassive black holes are 100 million times more mass than that of our sun, which is fucking crazy dense.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Kind of nerdy, but I think.
So could things in space, I don't know what necessarily defines how an object or an entity could create gravitational pull, but like a massive asteroid floating around in space, like would that generate any gravitational pull toward it? It wouldn't.
For
correct?
sure.
It would.
So technically we have
Because of the
gravity.
mass behind
Mass, just mass. So
Okay.
mass causes, like, it's a proportional equation between mass and gravity. So then that's why
Okay.
like the most mass that we know of in our universe are black holes.
is the black. Yeah.
And they just obviously they suck. So that's why I made the analogy with the trampoline. So if you put, like, we might be a speck of dust on a trampoline, a black hole is like an anvil that just
Like
stretches
dropping
space.
a house on a trampoline versus a human jumping on it.
Exactly. And,
Okay.
and that analogy works when you think of like orbits. So if you have a bowling ball in the middle of a trampoline and you throw a marble, it kind of rolls around the bowling ball, right? Because the bowling ball is right in the middle of the trampoline. If you throw a marble, it'll like rotate and eventually fall
It's
down
like the coin in the mall.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So, exactly. So,
I used to be a pro at those machines.
dude, those were sick machines. I remember Tokens and Tickets had one of those.
I'd get my mom to give me $1 in pennies, and I'd sit there in the mall all day.
Did you ever use at Burger King? They had the turnstile, the game where you would drop a quarter on the top, and it had all the platforms.
Yeah.
And you could spin it.
I
And if you got
fucking-
it down to the bottom, you got like a free Whopper or something.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the one where you put the coin in and it pushes the coins off the different levels.
That's also a sick.
That's just like a
gambling game.
common game at like
Yeah.
Great Times.
Yes.
Do you know what
Oh
Great
my
Times is?
God. No, but I'm assuming it's like a Tokens and Tickets or like a
Yeah.
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 Great Times. Well, that's a classic. I mean, I feel like it's a total Midwest thing to just like in a strip mall
Yeah.
have like a fucking Tokens and Tickets.
I
or
mean, yeah, our Great Times had like total huge floor of indoor games in which
Bowling?
you get tokens. It had bowling. It had go-karts outside.
oh yeah, I
it
always had
like
go-karts.
fucking. It had
Putt putt.
putt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I ripped.
What a
putt-putt.
combo.
It was great. It was like under 15-year-old kids heaven.
Oh my god.
basically.
You get pop. You usually got cake. You're there for a birthday. Usually got
Oh,
cake.
insane pizza.
Oh my god.
Like
Yeah,
the
always
best
pizza. Always great pizza.
And like the pizza's not that good. It's just good because you're having such a good time.
yeah, you're a kid and you have like 1,000,000 milligrams of sugar in you, and you're running around
Yeah.
playing games and hearing noises.
Drinking grape soda.
What about laser tag? You guys do laser tag?
Yeah, back in the day, I don't think Great Times had laser tag, but
Usually
I'd play here and there. I feel bad. I'd flex my skills so hard.
Dude,
I'd be so good.
I have the cringiest memories of me being at like laser tag with like girls in middle school and just like acting so like trying so hard.
Hardcore.
I was just
Yeah.
trying way too hard.
Oh yeah, it was
Just
so
like-
competitive.
I was like, "Come on, guys, we're fucking losing the game!" Like,
I'd be running from end to end, looking at my teammates slacking. I'm like, Dude, I was just on the other fucking base. What are you guys doing over here? You've been sitting over here for 5 minutes, Carlos. Come on.
Oh my god. Yeah, you had to get into the team. And then you would like inevitably get into like I would always get into a fight with one guy and just like you'd shoot him and then like you wait for your vets to come back online and right when it came online you try to get them but they get you right back and you just like dude, there were kids that would like follow one person and just shoot them the entire time.
Yeah.
And then poor dad.
Then you go from like, under 15, around 13 to 16, you start playing paintball, and then paintball's sick.
Oh, paintball is so fun.
I didn't get to paintball enough in my time. I played a few times, but like, that shit's fun too.
It's so fun. That was like a once a year thing for me, paintballing. It was so goddamn fun. It would just be at my cousin's spot, which made it so fucking fun. There was one time we played this game called Fugitive. Okay. And my cousin has like acres. He's got like 30 or 40 acres.
Is this Sam?
Sniper Sam.
Sam, friend of the pod.
I would always try to be on his team because he lived there.
Sam on the cast.
That would be actually sick.
That'd be an interesting cast.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We talked about his military time and all. He works in a funeral home. We could talk about dead bodies. Anyways, but yeah, we were playing Fugitive. So basically, what you do is he's got a gator, like a. You know what a gator
like a mule, like an ATV.
Yeah, basically.
Like if you have a lot of land.
Yep.
It's like a nice work ATV, basically.
Yep. Like a mini truck. So
recreational powered vehicle.
So we loaded up all the younger cousins, so his younger brothers and my younger brothers. And so it was like 4 of them and like cousins. And we drop them off in the back of the property. And they don't have any guns. And their job is to make it from the back of the property to the house safely without getting shot. Oh. So we drop them off and we just hightail it. But Sam was always so tricky. We just go past the tree line and then just like pretend we went back to the house and we'd watch which direction they went. And we'd be like, okay, they're just chilling. They're hiding right in this bank. So we waited, and then we just fucking gun it. Right, we know exactly where they are.
So fun.
We're gunning it across this field right at them, and we just roll upon them, and they're all laying down in the creek, totally defenseless. I'm like 10. We're all 10 feet from them, and my cousin just looks at me, Sam. He goes, "Light them up," and we just lit them up, dude. It was paintball was such a good time,
dude.
Did you go in college?
I went during our brother's retreat.
That was so fun.
It was over a holiday weekend, like Memorial Day, Labor Day, and we went out to Brown County. That was great, man. I had a great time.
Did you get stuck in the car?
No.
Remember
there was like the
did?
highway thing, right?
Oh no! I'm talking about. So it was that first course we played, and there was like an abandoned car. Like
no.
Somebody got in the car because it seemed like a good spot to be in.
Yeah, they got.
And then once people found out they were in the car, you like couldn't get out. You got pinned down, and people just ran up and oh god, that was a good time. Ian 1v1. Ian had extra paintballs, and this other little like 10-year-old did 15 probably, and he 1v1'd him. Remember that?
Did he get his ass kicked?
I think.
Hopefully,
I don't remember, but I just thought it was hilarious. Ian was 1v1 a kid that was 10 years younger than him.
He was probably a heady paintballer.
Devin used to professionally do it. Almost like he would do competitions.
I can see Devin being good at that.
Knowing
the specs around the guns and shit.
Oh yeah,
like what the fucking
FPS
is. Yeah,
he was actually good. We should talk to him if he comes back on about that.
Yeah, we'll get him back on. We'll go total paintball zone.
Absolutely.
Perfect game last night. Unless you had anything else to add there.
No, we're at 45, so I think we're doing well. Perfect game was sick. Yeah.
Domingo Germán of the Yankees pitched a perfect game last night.
It was Herman, or was it?
Yeah, Domingo Germán. It's spelled German.
German, yeah. Okay, that's why I thought it was wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
So I have a couple questions for you. Actually, maybe just one. Actually, 2. Similar to our Canadian wildfire smoke trivia, we're going to give you some sports trivia. So if you were to take a guess, how many perfect games, including this one, in the history of the MLB
24
have been pitched? Okay, see,
I read a little
man did his pre-show research.
I saw it yesterday, but yes.
Yeah, so of the 35,500 plus MLB games played on record, there have been 24 official perfect games, including Domingo Germán last night. That's impeccable.
Especially this day and age in the MLB, because they usually aren't letting pitchers. I mean, how many pitches did he throw? Do you know?
No, I should have looked that up.
But they're not letting these are
pitchers don't go 9 anymore.
No,
you have a great game. You you don't even get. Maybe you get to the 7th. Like you have an amazing
Maybe.
game. It's 6th. Maybe you go through 7.
Yeah.
You don't go 8 and 9.
Yeah, they're really taking care of these pitchers now. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Did it today.
They're fewer and far between.
And yeah, we're only gonna see less of these. I bet you. I mean, when was the last one?
That's my next trivia.
2015.
2012.
Oh wow,
Felix Hernandez.
dude, the
Of the
Latin
Seattle
boys
Mariners.
are fucking popping. Dude.
Felix
They got rubber
Hernandez.
band arms, baby.
He was a. Excuse me. He was a big pitcher. He was definitely a notable pitcher. I remember. I mean, baseball wasn't my favorite sport growing up, but Felix Hernandez is a guy I knew.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know him, but
Other notables that have won a perfect game, or I guess participated in one, include Sandy Koufax, Kenny Rogers, and Randy Johnson.
Wait. There was a pitcher called Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
He's not the same country guy, is he?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
That would be sick.
I don't know.
That would. No, there's no way. Who was the last guy you said?
Randy Johnson, the bird killer.
Hell yeah. I mean, good for them, yeah, because you hear about Verlander and like all these other guys that are now, and they're probably never going to do it.
Oh, I mean, it's also more of a hitter's game now as well.
For sure, they make it that way.
You got Judge hitting, I don't know how many home runs a season.
Mm-hmm.
You got, it's become. I mean, you got the MLB experimenting with different balls. You got pitchers not able to use substance anymore, so it's become a hitter's game.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and so we are going to see very more few.
One more time.
Perfect games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could put this 18 different ways. We may never see it again.
No, good for him though. That's awesome. That's cool. I mean, yeah, at a point, if you're a manager and you're like, he's pitching a perfect game at 6, I guess that must be the threshold, right? Because
but they still will pull. They'll still pull.
That's true. That is true.
It's interesting. I don't know. I didn't see it live. I saw a bunch of reporting on it. It is interesting to know maybe what caused the Yanks to keep him in last night.
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to do it. Maybe it's his lifelong goal. Maybe he expressed internally, like, hey, if I'm in the situation, like if he has a good relationship with the manager, keep me in. I don't know. Maybe the manager felt like, oh, he's got 50% left in the tank, and it's the 7th inning. I'm going to keep him in.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though.
But nowadays they pull him and they put in relievers. I mean, they got 20 pitchers on staff.
Yeah, exactly, and they're paying millions of dollars out to the relievers.
Yeah. I mean, you give your closer $9 million, $18 million, $24 million a year. Why not put him in?
I know.
And you run the risk of hurting an ace.
That's the thing too. You don't want to hurt your players.
Yeah. But interestingly enough, this was the Yankee of 24 total. This was the Yankees' 4th perfect game.
Oh, really?
They have the most by team.
It's just nuts how they've been such a powerhouse over the decades.
They are the most traditional team in the MLB.
It's nuts.
Another thing I found very interesting in this. Have you ever heard of the Cy Young Award?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Best pitcher in the AL and the NL.
Yep. 2
of them a year. Cy Young is a previous perfect game pitcher.
That makes sense.
He pitched the 3rd ever. And I never knew until doing this research why it was called the Cy Young Award. But he's obviously a pitcher, pitched a perfect game way back. I'm assuming very, very old, 50s, 60s maybe.
It's amazing that they picked the 3rd guy, not the 1st guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was a very prominent pitcher outside of what he accomplished in the perfect game.
Yeah.
But very interesting. I learned something new every day on this podcast.
Fuck yeah. Hope you guys too, motherfuckers. Appreciate it.
Motherfuckers. I think we got the match next.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do it. So what's going on right now?
We're sitting here. We got all the players grouped up. They might be finishing up. This might be hole 12. Looks like Steph's taking.
They're only playing 12?
I think they're playing 12. I could be wrong. That was what Pat told me.
I believe you, but give me something. Give me 18.
I could be incorrect, but they're around hole like 10, 11. I think they're playing 12. Kelsey and Mahomes are kicking ass. Curry and Clay are doing nothing, and Steph Curry's the best golfer out here.
I think Clay's really weighing them down. That's the way they were making it. They were making it sound that way early on.
I saw that. They were like,
fucking
Curry was like, "Oh, I'll whip you into shape and whatnot." But
what did Draymond say? He's like, "I told you guys from the jump, Clay ain't gonna do shit today,
Draymond doesn't give a shit.
dude. And it's crazy they're in Vegas, so they're just gonna party their asses off after this. I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be a ball. Should we get tickets?
I mean, I see people out here, walking around with them, total spectators and fans.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I mean, dude, we should definitely try to volunteer for something like this next time.
That would be sweet.
I mean, I
And
told
then
you.
we get a night in Vegas.
Perfect. Yeah, and then we could probably go out with them. Hey, where you guys going? Oh, me too. You got a table?
By the way, want to jump on our podcast?
Perfect, dude.
So in about a year's time, whoever has the match next year, you can count on them being on our podcast.
We'll do it. Yeah, we should. That would be hilarious if we just got passes, snuck in all the equipment, and just posted up.
podcasted,
Yeah. And then like
They
the
come
Phil
up, we
Cruz will,
get a little interview.
yeah, dude. I mean, and Phil Cruz would be like, somebody's filming something. We have a little cheap cardboard like table coming from us to you. Oh man,
So the match began back in 2018.
who was the first one? Tiger Phil.
Tiger Phil. So this is the
Classic.
7th airing of the match. And for those unfamiliar, what the match is it's a little golf competition that features professional golfers and or other notable athletes, and they play each other 1v1 or 2v2. I believe it's 5 out of 7 times held in Las Vegas. There's been a couple held down in Florida. But I pulled the background stats of the match, and it's so interesting.
Yeah, right.
So I have matchups and winners, except I don't have the winners anymore because I'll pull it up.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I bet you I could tell you everyone.
We'll take your guess and we'll compare it.
Tiger. I feel like I know because I bet on most of these, but also I remember Peyton Manning and
Here we go. Yeah, you're right. All right, so match one ever, Tiger versus Phil.
I remember the lights were going. They had issues because it got dark.
They went 22 holes, I guess.
Yeah, they went.
That's so
They went.
epic. I didn't watch this
OT.
one. I didn't know this shit happened back in 2018. That was a year after college.
That was 2018.
Yeah, I was fucking working my shitty ass job, grinding balls every day.
Fuck.
2018, first one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're
November 23rd.
right. That was Tiger.
Philly.
Really?
Philly won in 22 holes.
Damn.
That was in Vegas. 2 years later, they took a year off. 2 years later, during COVID, they played 2 during the COVID year. The second event, Tiger Woods
Peyton Manning.
and Peyton Manning versus Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So good.
That was
man.
an all-star cast.
That like really brings you back.
dude. Yeah, and that was the good times, man. When like
Good
they
times
had
of golf, good times of football.
Yeah, they had a friend. Yeah, good times of football for
Both,
sure,
dude.
dude. Just like good quarterbacks out there. But man, it was cool because the pros were giving the quarterbacks like tips and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting.
That was awesome to watch. Tiger Woods and Peyton won.
they won that one.
So Tiger got his revenge.
I remember Tom Brady sucking.
Yeah, I mean
It's some
Peyton
bad
was a little
putts.
better, I believe.
I think Peyton was better.
No, I think Tom was better, but Peyton like ended up playing and performing better,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
got it. Oh yeah, because they did give us a rundown on their.
and
stats
that's why
bar.
he was with Tiger.
Got
like
it.
Phil, I don't know, maybe that's not why, because Phil won the first one, but like
maybe yeah.
Tom was the more polished golfer, and Manning was like clearly asking questions, didn't really know what he was doing, but it just worked out like that, kind of like how this is going.
I remember Phil on the show on the airing of it making Tiger a bet.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, $100,000. I birdie this hole." Tiger's like, "No."
Well, a lot of so these two, the second and the third ones, were champions for charity. So a lot of the bets they made, I think, were going toward charity.
I think you're right. Even in this match, we're doing a lot of charity stuff.
yeah,
which
a lot
is
of
nice.
this is like they donate meals.
Yeah,
Meals. So
that's good.
and they do that in everyone. So
great.
third was
DeChambeau,
nope. We're still in the Phil Mickey Tiger Woods era.
Phil Tiger, Brett Favre. No, not
Oh no,
Aaron
we're
Rodgers?
we're in the Phil era, but it's not Tiger. So it was Phil and Barkley
Oh yes.
versus Steph Curry and Manning again.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that was a fun one.
And who do you think won?
Steph Curry won.
Barkley and Phil.
Really? Yeah, that makes sense.
So then we have the match 4, and that is the DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers versus Mickelson and Tom Brady.
Yes. Yeah.
So they kind of like rinse and repeat these guys. Who do you think won that?
Phil.
DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, I can't fucking hit one of these. Damn.
So then we've got the match 5, and they title that one Bryson versus Koepka. Bryson versus Brooks.
Do you know? I don't even really remember that.
Oh,
one.
yeah, because that was when they were feuding.
Yeah.
And then this is when they had fixed it, and like afterward, like DeChambeau had kind of been hinting at the fact that he didn't hate Brooks, but Brooks was playing it Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then at the end of this, he was like, yeah, like we've squashed our beef, we've settled our differences, and like they were kind of friends again. But Brooks Koepka won, of course.
Badass, yeah. That was prime Koepka too. Well,
Yeah.
what year was that?
No, that was injured Koepka, 21.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because he had his couple of majors. What in 2018? I think he won
18 is when. Well, 18 was his first, I think.
Yeah, the Open,
And then he won 2 more through 21. So that was maybe right when he got injured.
Yeah, he must have been doing decent.
And then the match 6, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers against. This was the quarterback duel. Aaron and Rodgers, or Brady and Rodgers against Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Oh, I forgot. Josh wasn't that great. He had a lot of slices off the tee box.
Yeah,
I remember.
he was tough. Who do you think won that one?
Not that team.
Brady and Rodgers.
Yes.
They did win.
Yeah.
And
Rodgers was solid from what I remember. It baffles me that it just shows you golf is like an athletic sport.
dude, see, I don't even remember this last one. So this is 8. Sorry, this is the match 8. The match 7 last year in 2022.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas versus McIlroy and Tiger Woods.
I didn't watch that at all.
I did not see that.
When did that air?
That was December of 2022.
Christmas time, maybe.
I don't remember that at all.
Me either. Rory. I can't believe they got Rory in there. Huh?
Safe to say, I'm a fan. I didn't even know this was coming on today. Before I came over for the show, my roommate turned this on, and I was like, what? The match on a weekday? No holiday? I was not prepared for this. I was like, hey, we'll turn it on during the podcast. We'll feature it a section of our episode for the match. Yeah. And very interesting. It's fun to think back and like reflect on back when Peyton and Brady were playing.
Good old Peyton.
The Brooks versus Bryson feud and all that stuff was very good, very fun to look back on.
The inside, the behind the scenes of it is so cool to just be able to hear them all shit talk. Like I remember when during Barkley's match, they always had the AirPods in, and they would like phone people in. So Gronk, I'm pretty sure
people
Gronk
could call
got phoned
in and
in,
talk shit to him
while they're putting and shit. And like somebody got pissed. They're like, "Yeah, you're talking my putt every single time."
My fucking backswing.
Oh my gosh!
And this one's completely different. They got Draymond out there following people, Von Miller. I mean, I'm not hating on it, but the classics were a little better.
It definitely, it's. I would like to see pros out there for sure. You know, like it was cool to see the pro
with an amateur.
That was fun because then you got to hear actual professional advice because they would give it to him and you're like,
good listen. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I can take that to the course. It wouldn't work out, and I'd skull the ball and fucking chunk it, but at least I thought I was learning something. But yeah, it's entertaining enough. I mean, we're kind of getting there. You wanna?
Yeah, that's the match wrap. I mean, we covered some great content. We got a good guest coming for you. We got a guest scheduled next week.
Ooh, yeah.
I think we got TK, unless we slot in a random.
TK will be good, dude. I have a lot of questions.
Tommy Kelzer will be great for you guys next week. We appreciate you tuning in. I think we covered it. I feel great about this cast. This was a good one.
Yeah, no, I think we did solid. And yeah,
first solo dolo without a guest since the first opening episode.
We did it. All right. Well, I guess. Good.
Peace.
Peace.